Yes, we are crossing now to SABC News reporter Diabo Seto. Good afternoon. Oscar Mabuyane saying there that there should be huge business for the area. That must be well received.
Absolutely, Juliet. Good afternoon to yourself and to the viewers at home. Yes, very well received, especially because most of the delegates that are here are people that are involved in the oceans economy, in the maritime industry. But the issue around the fishing industry is also has come to the fore, talking about the opportunities that are there and what the G20 can do in terms of to leverage those opportunities so that the people of the Nelson Mandela Bay benefit. The challenges that are there and what the government can do. I managed to grab out the Deputy Minister of Fisheries, Forestry and the Environment, Mr. Narend Singh, to just help us understand, what his department can do in this context of the G20, in making sure that the fishing industry benefits mostly when it comes to the G20. Mr. Singh, thank you so much. Welcome to the SABC. There's been a lot that has been said about the maritime industry, the challenges and the opportunities that are available there, and the challenges that small-scale fishermen also have. What is it that your department is able to do to be able to leverage the opportunities that are there so that come the end of this G20 presidency, when they look back, they think, I've been able to achieve 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Well, thank you very much for the opportunity. It's a very exciting event here where we have so many delegates talking about their challenges and the opportunities that exist within the oceans economy. And as your viewers would know, it's one of the social tracks of G20 to talk about ocean economy and the opportunities. Yes, the fisher people have been talking about their challenges that they've had since they've been granted permits. 71 cooperatives have been established within the Eastern Cape area by Minister Barbara Creasy. And for us, I think, and what I'm hearing is we need to do a review of those fishing cooperatives and their efficacy. Are they really benefiting from being a cooperative, or is it just a piece of paper that they've got? Fortunately, we in the department are engaging in a program, and Deputy Minister Benny Swatch is going to be in the Eastern Cape within 4 or 5 weeks, meeting all these cooperatives to find out exactly what their challenges are. And listening to the delegates here, it would be resources, having capital to buy fishing boats, and even gaining access into the markets, because it seems to be captured by some of the big people, and I don't think it was the intention of forming these cooperatives to allow that to continue. So I will go back with a message that we'll have to re-look at the cooperatives, what they do, what they don't, and how they can be supported, not necessarily by DFFE, but be supported by the Department of Small Business Development, and the Minister has expressed a keenness to do that, and other departments. So I think that's something I take away from this.
Allow me to once again go into this issue, but this is something that the Premier Oscar Mabuyane also mentioned. What are the options that are on the table in terms of support? Because as you say, you may have not looked into the challenges that will arise with these cooperatives. What are the immediate things that you think the department can do?
Well, I think capital. One thing is capital, and also to see whether these cooperatives still exist. There's also great opportunities in aquaculture, but that's also the preserve of certain communities only, and that's an area that I want to look at very, very seriously, in fact the department, because right here we saw this oyster farm. There are oyster farms in Saldanha, in KZN, and not only aquaculture but inland fishing as well is something that we want to look at quite seriously, because it's a source of protein, it's an income generating activity as well.
How do you think the people of the Nelson Mandela Bay, Nelson Mandela municipality should be viewing this G20 and its presidency? There may be a lot of confusion about what it really is and how it benefits the people at the bottom, and not necessarily only fishermen, etc. But how do you think they should view it and really take it in, so that, as I said earlier on, by the end of it, you really see the value of these large meetings and conferences taking place in the country?
I think community should view it as adding impetus to current initiatives. And the G20 forces us, and now because of the social tracks and all the tracks, and the fact that we are going to be communicating with many countries. I mean, the minister said that there will be 150 ministers invited here. So although it's G20, but you get other ministers coming in here and you talk about common issues. How can we accelerate our trade with other countries in terms of the fishing industry? And communities can benefit. How do we bring in small and medium businesses into the fore? How do we get shipbuilding, stevedoring, etc., being not only the preserve of the old established companies? So I think communities should see G20 as this boost, this springboard for them to vent their challenges to us. I don't think we would have come here necessarily to talk about these issues, but G20 forces us to do that, and I think it's great that G20 is in South Africa and in Africa because it allows us to do these kinds of things.
Deputy Minister, thank you so much for your time. Juliet, the Deputy Minister makes an undertaking that the issues that have been raised with regards to these cooperatives that were giving fishing licenses but no support is something that he's going to take to the Minister of Transport, Baba Krisi, and also see how they can rework this. These are the kind of things that you want to see with events like this, when there's a concern raised and then it is taken seriously and something is done about it. But we'll have to take a look and see and follow this issue very closely to see if those cooperatives do indeed get assistance going forward.